Here it is. This is the race we've all been waiting for here this afternoon. The crowd has been building and building all day, and here it is, the 4X Kalgoorlie Cup over 2,300 metres. Scott, we've had a terrific lead up to this afternoon's feature. The Kalgoorlie Cup, the Boulder Cup, the clash between Iowa and Starry Heights, and here they are yet again. They clash once again.
And the track conditions being what they are, is all of a sudden, is it advantage Iowa? Can Chris Parnham find the front here on this Derby racing galloper, dominate from the front and try and pinch this from a fair way out? Can Kimura return to the heights that saw him go around in an Irish St Ledger in a Melbourne Cup, could you believe? We're here in Kalgoorlie and we've got a former Melbourne Cup runner in this field. Or will Starry Heights do exactly what he did in the Boulder Cup, circle them on straightening and zip straight past them, because that was nothing short of arrogant what he did.
And while Stuttgart Loki is at a big price, I think he has a big say in this race. Your interview with Lucy Fury I found fascinating after the last race, because she indicated that she might think that Utgard Loki could be better with cover. He was the horse that led the Boulder Cup.
I was hoping to hear her say box seat and with a bit of confidence, because then you would just sort of grow in confidence for Iowa in finding the front, because I think that's where he's going to be able to beat Starry Heights from. I think if he has to park in the breeze, he's vulnerable. I think if he ends up getting cover one out, one back, we saw that last start, he just doesn't have the same turn of foot as Starry Heights.
Let's have a look at the horses in the yard, and we'll start with our top weight. That is Kimura for Steph Verhala and Steve Parnham.
Well, this horse has only had the 3 runs in Western Australia. He found the 16.50 too short first up, and he didn't really seem to appreciate that really wet track. Then he went to the Kalgoorlie Cup. He carried 60 kilos. He led and then handed up mid-race and just couldn't sprint with them. And then in the Boulder Cup, he got caught 3 deep the entirety. So he did it very, very tough there, beaten 5 by Starry Heights. I think with Stevie Parnham coming up here today, they'll ride him with a bit of aggression. I'd expect that he goes forward. I'd expect that Iowa goes forward. And I'd expect that Utgard Loki will probably come out positive early. And I'm probably expecting him to take the sit, though.
He's is at $26, so he's been a drifter, now out to $31 in fact as the screen reloads. The 2 is Starry Heights, who is our favourite, $1.55 out to $1.75 for Grant Alana Williams, Willie Pike in the saddle.
Well, that margin last start, 3.9 lengths, so it was almost 4 lengths, and he was eased down over the concluding stages too. He was absolutely dominant in that Boulder Cup. It was first time 2,100 metres. Would he stay? Tick that box, absolutely. Would he show the same turn of foot over a staying trip as he was able to show over a mile? Absolutely. I just don't think Willie Pike will change anything on him here today. I think he'll bank on him being simply the superior animal in this field. I think he'll allow the race to unfold, and if there was a horse to make a mid-race move, I have no doubt that he'd happily jump onto that 3-wide train as soon as it starts to build. He's the one that they need to beat here, and that's what the market says as well.
We've caught up with Alana Williams earlier today, so we'll now catch up with the second favourite. That is Simon Miller and Iowa. Iowa, we always talk about how he is pre-race. How did he travel up here this afternoon?
Yeah, he was brilliant, Lockie. Got off the truck and had a roll and just like settled in. It's funny, he used to sweat up a lot, and now he's not doing that, and he's sort of relaxed and comfortable. So he stepped slow the other day, which is unusual. I don't think he'll do that again. But if we can control the race, we're a good chance. But if we make it a sit sprint, I think the favourite's got too good a turn of foot. So
a lot has been said in regards to the way the track's been playing this afternoon. What were your discussions like with Chris pre-race? Is the intent to really find the front and ramp things up from the Charles Street side?
Not really. I just let Chris do his own thing. But I think the other day our hand was forced. We stepped slow and we're in an awkward spot. So the only instruction I gave him today was if you happen to step slow again, just stay off the fence and then sort of roll up when you want to. He's in good order, so and you know he stays. He's got a tank, so we'll just try and drag the speed out of the favourite.
Plenty of owners here, Derby Racing from all over the country.
Yeah.
What did you tell them as you led Chris Parnham aboard?
I actually had a laugh. I said, who would have thought when you bought into a Galileo colt from Ireland and he went to Sydney that you'd end up in Kalgoorlie? So, but they've come from Queensland, Melbourne and Sydney. So, yeah, they've had an eye-opener of the goldfields.
It's the beauty of racing.
Well, I did warn them. I just said, you've got to be pretty alcohol fit up here. So, but no, look, he's ready to go. And it's just great, like, you know, like we're a live hope, and we get the brakes go away and we're a chance.
Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thanks, Lockie.
Thanks,
Lockie.
There's Simon Miller after Well, with a word on Iowa, who is our second favourite, we now take a look at the 3. Another Chino for Dan Morton and Brad Parnham.
Well, he has been aimed up at this race the entire way through. This has always been his grand final, and now you wonder whether or not, if they do go well here, they march on and basically give him a long-winded preparation to get him to a Perth Cup on the 1st of January 2025. I'd have to say, and I might be being harsh here, but I expected a little bit better from him this time in. He showed a lot when last in work, and he probably hasn't quite shown that same level of acceleration when Brad Parnham's asked him for him. He's sort of turned into a bit of a one-pace grinder.
4 come right back, Adam Durant, Troy Turner.
Did win a Southwest Autumn Cup going back 5 starts ago. Since then, he's actually dropped back to a point in the rating system where he's lower handicapped than he was when he won that race. So in that sense, he should be able to bounce back here today, and he will be a horse that will appreciate the full 2,300.
Here is the 5, Iowa, on the second line of betting at $3 for Simon Miller and Chris Parnham.
He's certainly made an impression since coming here to the West. He won a 72 plus going back 3 starts ago, dropped back into a 66 plus 2 starts ago, carried the 60.5, and actually showed a turn of foot when the gaps appeared for him. But then he found the difference between a ratings race and a Boulder Cup last start, because Starry Heights just had him cold. But I agree with everything that Simon Miller has said there, from the tactics of trying to find the front, or if not, staying off the fence so that he can ride his own race, Chris Parnham.
6, Hookard Loki, Peter Fernie, Lucy Fury.
He led them up in that Boulder Cup. He got things his own way. They turned it into a sit and sprint, and then he had nothing in the tank from about the 600-metre marker. I think he probably takes the sit today.
7, Stop Dreaming, Luke Fernie, Pat Carberry.
Well, after he won that ratings race 3 weeks ago, they said they would bypass the Boulder Cup and they would go straight to this Kalgoorlie Cup. Prior to that, though, the run on the 31st of August is the concern for me. He was beaten 3/4 of a length by Iowa, meets him 6 kilos worse at the weights for being beaten.
And the 8 is Red Cadillac for Peter Fernie and Tash Faithful.
Well, she's probably fighting a little bit outside her weight division, but she ran 3rd in the Coolgardie Cup, 2nd in the Tats Cup. She ran 6th in the Boulder Cup. I would hope here today that she could run a cheeky race, and if she saved up for one last crack at them, she deserves a mention.
Starry Heights is our favourite at $1.85. Iowa, $3.60 into $3. He's been backed all day long. Another Chino is 11 into $8.50. Stop Dreaming, 12 out to 17. Komora is at $26 with Come Right Back, Utgard Loki and Red Cadillac, the outsiders of the field. Scott, how do you order the 4 in the feature of the day, the 4X Kalgoorlie Cup?
Well, with the authority that Starry Heights won that Boulder Cup, it is hard to go past him. He rises 3 kilos here, so it's a 2.5 kilo weight swing in favour of Iowa. But the margin was 4 lengths, and it could have been 6 if Pike really wanted it to be. 2 on top for me, Starry Heights to do a Boulder Cup, Kalgoorlie Cup double. 5, Iowa. I think the big difference for him here today is if they were to find the fence. Now, from barrier number 2, he needs to cross Utgard Loki, who's drawn inside of him, and he needs to hold out the speed of a horse like a Komora, who may well roll forward as well. But I think if Chris Parnham and Iowa find the front, they can really make a race of this. He's a winner at $23.50. He's a winner at $25.50. So he really is a proven stayer. 1, Komora. I think that this horse is going better than what it looks on paper. He had no luck in that Boulder Cup when wide throughout. And 7, Stop Dreaming, a real X-Factor runner. Not a great race for him handicap-wise. He's a 71 rater in an 87 plus, so he actually risks 20 points if he was to come out and win this today. But he does have that sort of burst of speed that makes him an exciting stayer to follow for the future. 2, 5, 1 and 7. I'm going with the exact same exacta from the Boulder Cup. Starry Heights to beat Iowa.
2, Starry Heights on top for Scott. The feature of the day, Starry Heights at $1.80. Iowa is at $2.90. Another Chino at $8.50. Here they are joining the line. There's Iowa inside barrier number 2. Let's hand you upstairs to Darren McCauley for the call of the feature of today's program, the 4X Kalgoorlie Cup.
Chintamani for Sharon Miller some years ago. Rides here for Grant and Alana Williams, who yet to taste a victory in the Cal Cup. Stop Dreaming, Red Cadillac to join the line. Another Chino's moved in. Iowa is set. Derby Racing's colours for the first time in this historic Goldfields staying event. The red light goes on. The field is set to go. We're about to run the 4X Kalgoorlie Gold Cup of 2024, and they're racing. And Iowa jumped away okay. Utgard Loki left nicely, and so did another Chino. And Pike is going to drop the favourite back to be Stone Motherless, Starry Heights, and Kimura's going to press on. And so another Chino at the end of 200 leads the way from Kimura. Iowa's going to settle down third and get pocketed up down on the inside as they'd settle into stride from Come Right Back. Then Utgard Loki stopped dreaming and followed further back. Red Cadillac and Starry Heights is next to last. Out of the straight they go. They work over towards the 1600, and another Chino rolling along in front. It's another Chino that leads the cup field, a length and a half over Kimura. Back on the inside, Iowa third, followed by Come Right Back. Utgard Loki is next. The rails a length, Stop Dreaming. Almost 2 lengths, Red Cadillac. And the odds-on favourite spotted them all. Starry Heights, the Boulder Cup winner. He whipped them in going up toward the 1400 metre mark. Over towards the back, another Chino leads the cup field. Another Chino by a length and a half on Kimura. Down on the inside in a solidly run affair, Iowa. And then came on the outside, Come Right Back, who occupies 4th spot. A length and a half, Utgard Loki, Stop Dreaming. And a further 2 lengths behind those then is Starry Heights down on the inside of Red Cadillac. And they're about 6 from the leader. 9.50 to go. Another Chino calling the shots in the Gold Cup. It's another Chino by 1, Kimura. No change in the order. Iowa third, but jammed up down on the inside of Come Right Back. Stop Dreaming with a run around them going out to Charles Street. And now making its move, Red Cadillac as well. Utgard Loki bailed up down on the inside, the favourite last of all, but no more than 5 lengths from the leader, Starry Heights. 500 to go. Another Chino's the leader. Parnham's got off the fence though with Iowa. And Iowa quickly looms up on the outside of another Chino. He's gone for home on Iowa. Races clear coming into the turn. Red Cadillac right off the track. Pike's gone back inside of heels now on Starry Heights, and he's out after Iowa. Into the straight at the 275. Iowa in full flight. Pike though has now made his move. He goes for the trigger. Went bang on Starry Heights. Starry Heights on the outside of Iowa. Gains the upper hand. 100 metres to go. Starts to pull clear, and Starry Heights is too good. Starry Heights wins the Boulder Kalgoorlie Cup double. Beat Iowa. Third home, Red Cadillac. Stop Dreaming was 4th. Followed further back then by Come Right Back, Utgard Loki. The pacemaker weakening back right out of contention. Another Chino. And at the tail of the field in the Cup of 24, Kimura. Well, tactically it was a great race. The favourites too good. Number 2, Starry Heights. Willie Pike wins his 2nd Kalgoorlie Cup. He won it back in 2018 on the mare Shintamani for Sharon Miller, and he provides Grant Alana Williams with their first ever victory in this time-honoured event. Starry Heights, the star turn gelding, ridden by W. Pike, punching home yet another winner this afternoon. Beats number 5, Iowa, Chris Parnham. Made its move, got off the fence, got going. They ran 2:20.02. 2:20.02, and that is a new Kalgoorlie Cup record. Track upgraded earlier today to a good 3. A length and a quarter, 2.5, the margins, and Willie does it again. Fabulous result here for Grant Alana Williams, and a great result for part owner Rod Kemp, the Goldfields' very own. He's down here under the arches and will have the distinction of leading Starry Heights back in as being one of the part owners. Rode almost every cup winner there was here in the state, bar his hometown cup. But today he celebrates a victory as a part owner. By star turn from highly illustrious for Williams Breeding and Racing, Madams Greenwood, Wilson, Elzas, Bernard, Holland and Davidson, Martin and Sedgwick, Thornlow, Richards, Bahagia, the Unger family, Ralston McClernan and Chris Chalwell. As Willie comes back, Iowa ran a brave race in 2nd spot by Galileo, Chris Parnham for Simon Miller, and 3rd number 8 Red Cadillac by All Too Hard, Tash Faithful for Pete Fernie in a record run. As Willie comes back, Rod Kemp, the great rocket man, a part owner of Starry Heights. This will give him an enormous thrill, coming back with the other connections to bring Starry Heights to the enclosure. Let's go to Lockie Taylor, who's down there amongst all of the action.
Thanks, Darren. What a result. There he is, Rodney Kemp. The Cal Cup was the race. He couldn't win himself as a rider, but he's a part owner in this horse, and he is absolutely lapping it up winning trainer Alana Williams joins me now. Alan, Starry Heights, what a job this horse has done. 12 months ago, what would you have said if I said this horse would be a Kalgoorlie Cup winner over 2,300 metres?
Probably wouldn't have dreamt it, but he looked like he was reaching his peak in his career at the mile, so we just thought we'd have a shot at being a stayer, and he's come up trumps.
Did he show anything behind the scenes to suggest that he would actually get out in trip, or was it just the fact that you needed to change something? He was on his mark over the shorter journeys, and this has given him a new lease on life.
No, he's always been that super relaxed horse that would always switch off and allow him to sprint, so that was his asset, I thought, even like the other day. So he's just been a great horse to work with, and he's super cool.
In the run today, the speed was on from the outset, but Willie, as he always does, just goes back to last, rides his own race, and more often than not, the gaps do come.
Yeah, we did talk about it, and I didn't think he could loop them today like he did the other day. I sort of said if you're maybe a bit too far back, maybe you have to look at finding Iowa's back in the run somehow.
And he did it.
Magically he did, yeah.
What's the ceiling for this horse? He's obviously really come of age getting out in trip, as we've touched upon. Could he be a Perth Cup horse now?
I think potentially he could be on what he's shown over those trips. We'll just take him home now and make sure he pulls up all right and all that, but I think that's definitely a possibility with time. I'm also just wrapped Rodney Kemp. He really wanted to win this race. He said it's the one race that eluded him as a jockey, so he just really wanted that. So I'm glad we could do that for him today.
Very well said, Alana. Great training performance. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's Alana Williams, and here's the man of the moment, Willie Pike.
Willie Pike and I were just having a chat off air very shortly ago. Willie, that was, well, a highlights reel for you because that's a beautiful ride.
Yeah, look, I said with the way this track was playing and how hard it is to make ground, I tried to loop him earlier on an odds-on pop, and that just blew up in my face. I don't know. I didn't really want to tell him what I was going to do because I knew it wouldn't go down well. I got popped 3 wide at about the 1600. I come back and went up the inside of him. Probably a blessing in disguise because it locked me away, made me stick to my plan, and luckily it come off.
At what stage did you able to get onto Iowa's back? Because it was also a bit of an awkward run for him from leaders back.
Yeah, look, I had his back lined up from the 500, but I probably wasn't able to get on it until more like the 300, I'd say. There's a little bit of argy-bargy on the bend. A lot of horses were probably feeling the pinch, and I think my horse really had to dig deep and hold his ground, and that won us the race.
Very different race to the Boulder Cup where they turned it into a bit of a sit sprint and you're able to loop them today. The pace was on a long way out, so we ticked the staying box.
Yeah, that's right, and I did think that might happen because I just thought if I put myself in everyone else's shoes, I wouldn't try to out-sprint the best sprinter in the race, so you got to outstay him, and luckily enough, there was luck on my side at different stages of the race.
We saw last year Be Optimistic won this race, and then she ran second to Casino 17 in the Perth Cup. Does this fella have Perth Cup ability?
Look, tell you the truth, I just don't know where his ceiling is. I wasn't sure that he was a stayer before we come here, and how can you argue it after he wins like that?
What about a handshake with the Premier over there? It's great to see him on course too.
It is, it's great. I love seeing everyone out here. The turnout has been amazing. Early in the day I didn't see much, but it filled up real quick, and it's nice to have atmosphere.
One more question from me. How good is it to see someone like Kempy just glowing as you're about to lead these horse back in?
It's really nice. I've sort of known Kempy my whole career, and he's always sort of given me bits of advice, and plenty of advice today on how to ride this horse. So it's always nice to have a legend of racing around.
Job well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's Willie Pike. Very well said in regards to Rodney Kemp, an absolute legend of WA racing. But Starry Heights, he takes out the 4X Kalgoorlie Cup. As Willie Pike said, what is his ceiling? We don't know, but he's a really, really nice horse, and he takes out the Boulder Cup, Kalgoorlie Cup double. Congratulations to Grant Alana Williams and Willie Pike.
This is a rock to bring one down. Makes you feel so damn